All right, the dreaded decap system on this Lyman turret press. Making some progress. Still got a little fine tuning to do. Um, First thing I tried, um, this ejection hole. I found that the inside edge was higher in the casting than in the ram. So primers would come down, you know, this is full extension, and actually have to jump a lip. Doesn't make sense to me. So I took my Dremel and I ground this down and gave it a little more angle. Really a lot of work. Probably voided my warranty and minimal improvements. Not to mention that the bottom of this is pretty much at the top of this catcher. So, yeah, not really a cure by any means. I was quite disappointed at the results. So now, what I did today was I broke out the hot glue gun and filled in the hole in the ram, and I'll yank this apart and show you what I did. And if anyone needs to do this and hasn't done it, it's not hard to pull just the ram without pulling all the linkages apart. Basically, you have to remove the turret. There's a 1/4-inch hex grub screw, or 1/8 inch, I'm sorry, in the bottom of the ram. You remove the pin, slide it out the top. So let's do that. All right. Now, the trick I found was you get this loaded up. There's not a lot of room to get in here, wrench, fingers, anything. Just break it loose, pick some dies that you don't have to worry about them getting out of whack, really. Line this up. I use, it was a broken decap pin. I ground it down, slide that in there. Now if they would have made this about 3-4 inches longer, it fits, it would have been, nice. But now, that's one problem. If your ram's extended, you're gonna hit things. And you're using the handle, so you gotta get it about halfway, hold it. So what I do is, instead of using the handle, and that will spin this out. Just gotta, be careful when you're getting to the end. Really speeds up turret changes. I always forget to count the number of turns, so I really couldn't tell you. Oop, right at the end. Ooh. And when you're putting it on, same idea. When you remove those, careful, this turret, this detent ball is not captive. It can be lost. Okay, so grub screw. Let's pin out, and there is a flat in it for the grub screw to bind against. So when you put it together, I get that in the right orientation. First time I didn't notice, and things loosened up a little faster than they should have. But that's the way to remove the ram without, pulling your linkages apart and everything. So what I've done is fill part of it with hot glue. Really, I need it to come down just a little bit, because it's just high enough where the primers get trapped when it's elevated full extension. Get it to that point, and then it's above the this the ejection port, and there's just that little less distance to travel for the primers. And if you start to come down on the ram, it's that little bit extra before it gets caught on the ejection port. And this is showing promise. Even though it captures the primers, I'm noticing a lot less escaping out the bottom. It's not 100% cure, but it is a noticeable improvement. So, improvement is improvement. And few tries with hot glue and get her figured out. Now, like I said, I ground that so it'd be different than one that hadn't been touched. So I won't be able to give you exact measurements or anything. But yeah, hopefully that will help somebody. And we can get the mess minimized with these things. The other thing, you put a catch bucket under it, but you shouldn't have to. You just shouldn't have to. Problem is, you put a catch bucket under there, you can't put your your bucket of brass under there. Of course, you put your bucket of brass and you get it full of primers. So yeah, and then you still got to sort it all out. It's a mess. But anyway, I forgot how I formed this. I tried a few different pieces of brass, sizes, because I wanted to keep that, a straight and, curved bottom, nice channel. I tried a 30 carbine. It's a little small, but it's not bad. 38 special is a nice fit. The first thing I rejected was 223, but that's what I ended up using. I figured the bottleneck would be a problem, but really it fits up in a little bit farther and helps it get a little more angle. Now, what you want to do is, lubricate this so that the hot glue doesn't stick to it so much. So when it's time to, pull it out, just grabbed it with a pair of pliers, give it a little twist back and forth, and, start separating pretty good. Pull it out, and, take a razor and just trim it. But, like I said, it needs to be down probably 1/8 of an inch, 3/16 maybe. Not a whole lot, but it's just high enough where it traps the primer when it's fully extended. But at least when you're coming down, you've got this much before it gets trapped. Behind the back edge of this ejection port. I'm trying to find a balance where everything works good. Next thing is keeping them from popping out of here, because what a lot of them do is either come straight out or they'll ricochet off the bottom edge of this, and that's where a lot of them come. Maybe form a little hot glue plug. That may be all I need. Something that's removable. Yeah, they fly out of both ends at the wrong time, so just getting it minimized is what I'm after. But I forgot to put in how I formed that. Just jam it in there, squirt the glue in there, and just press it in, get it about where you think it needs to be, and you know, let it harden a little bit. Thing is, like, I get this figured out since I, ground this out. It'll be different than one that's not, so it won't be able to go, well, make it just this, because it may not hold true in other cases. Let me roll this in and get on with it. All right. Hope this helps someone. Have a good one. God bless. Happy New Year.